impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant, I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
All right, listen up. Before we begin this masterpiece, we're all current or former law enforcement officers.
This is the Motorcop Chronicles podcast with the midweek news. Join your hosts, Iceman and Holstera, two law enforcement professionals ready to offer their unfiltered opinions on the latest news from the world of law enforcement. No filters, no edits. So be warned, the content may be upsetting to some listeners. Sit down and hold up. This may get a little bumpy.
Whoops. I can hear you.
What the hell was that?
Well,
Is that the new intro when Freebird's here?
Yeah, you wasn't supposed to see that yet.
Oh, okay. We won't
So
tell Freebird everybody.
you got
just act surprised next week.
Y'all just got a little sneak peek of it, but yeah, there is a new intro. I've been saving it. It's been eating me up because I'm not good with surprises. I've had this shit for a week now, and it's cool as shit. So.
He is shitty with surprises. Every time I mail him something, he goes, "Can I open it now, or do I have to wait till the show?" I'm like, "You can open it now. It's cool."
Oh, Billy G's here, and Hoppy Hops is here. Unfortunately, Freebird is not here tonight. He has a fuzzy hat meeting.
Fuzzy hat, yeah.
Look, got my Go Goat shirt on.
Go Goats.
Go Goats. What's up, Kelly? None of the Patreons took me up on the shirts at my cost and free shipping, so now they're just up for everybody.
So,
what?
I don't know. I guess spelling isn't necessarily important in y'all's police reports, or you all got spell check?
What are you talking about?
Because do you say that the suspect go G-E-U-X?
No, we
to
put
the store.
G. This is a Louisiana thing. That's why that's spelt like that. Okay.
So this is what your judges expect in a report.
No, we don't spell like that in reports.
Oh, okay.
What's up, boss? We got Steve Gould here from Things Police See. What's up, Steve?
Love it.
Yeah, but no, that's a Louisiana thing, so you just hush your mouth, Holster.
Well, it's like y'all got that. I mean, y'all got an entire city called Homo, and then y'all
No,
didn't
it's
even
Homo.
rebuild it.
It's
You didn't
Homo.
rebuild it after that hurricane, so it just
See, Hoppy
broke the Homo.
Hoppy gets it.
But then, hey, is that where you went to that Homo restaurant?
No, it's Homo.
Okay.
You go down there and start calling people homos from homo and see what happens to you.
Hey, we got one down.
They're
here.
gonna
We do the
find you
same
in a
thing.
Indian reservation down there because there's the Homo Indians in the swamp. You're gonna be gator bait.
Oh, I got the utmost respect for the Indians, but y'all name your shit weird. It is.
Yeah, says the guy from Florida. You're correct, Hoppy. Let me get this housekeeping out the way. If anybody wants a good cigar, go to mypatriotcigar.com. Use promo code Motorcop15. You'll get 15% off your order. It good cigars, or you can order some gator bait, or you can order a cigar and send it to Holstera since he's never had one.
We
Also,
get one of them Louisiana Go cigars.
if you want any merchandise, like I said, I got the goats up there. That's that episode we did where the goats caught the bad guy. Got other T-shirts on kind of. Oh, I got these. I just got this in today. I had them made. Here is this one's called. It's Freebird's Water Cannon King candle.
And somebody getting blasted by
somebody getting blasted by a big water cannon with their feet up in there, and it says smells like crowd control.
I'm noticing that too, Kelly. I don't know what the hell that is.
At
least you can hear us and we're not lagging.
I don't know why it's grainy tonight. Also, I got up on the store too. If you want it, there's the fuck your feeling candles. What does it smell like? We don't fucking care what it smells like. Because we don't care about your feelings. Just buy it. And it says on the bottom of that, if this hurts your feelings, guess what? Nobody cares. Go cry yourself to sleep and maybe change your diaper when you wake up in the morning. I think I got them for like $12 a piece. You go check them out if you want some. If you don't get it. It's up to you. If you want extra episodes, of course, you can join the Patreon. Got videos. Extra. I just put an extra episode out. A phenomenal rant I had because I came home pissed off like a son of a bitch yesterday and put out an episode on Patreon where I just was bitching away. What's up, Aaron? If you can't afford it, I know things are tight, so if you can't, we'll keep putting all the free stuff out. And but we're all going to shout out Patreons out. We do have a new full crew member of a Ronald Holstein. I guess he just wants a coffee mug really bad. We got our hang-arounds. We got Miss Grace Hudson. We got William Gibo. And we have some guy named Chad Jenkins. We have Mr. Jared Nitrous. It's Motorcop for Life. He actually sent me some stories, something that happened to him the other day. I have to do another episode. It was hilarious. He actually got me in a better mood and had me laughing. We got Mr. John DeMink. We got Dan Carlson with Burley Boards. Y'all go check him out. He makes some good products. We got T-Bird. We got Mr. Jim Pocrant from the Short Track Guys podcast. We got, of course, in the chat, we got Hoppy Hobson. He's our favorite truck driver. We got Mr. Blake Walker. We got Aaron from I Had to Say It podcast. Put out a good episode recently. We got Mr. Z Palmer. We got Roy Spalding. That's Roy with the S. Everybody needs to wish Roy with the S, Roy Spalding, a happy birthday. He had our birthday just a couple of days ago. I don't know how old he is, and we don't know what color his hair is right now either, because he likes to dye his hair different colors. We got JoJo, our favorite girl from Australia, and we got Miss Kaylee Norris and Natasha from the great state of Washington. And, of course, the OG crew member, Melissa Holstein. Thank y'all for paying my bills for me. So, other than that.
Damn, y'all get a thank you and shit. All I get's king cake. I'm just messing with you.
Do you know how much them king cakes cost me?
Oh, I'm sure, and they are delicious. Because there's got to be at least 1,000 pounds of sugar in it. Like, it's just sugar with sugar jelly in it, and it's delicious.
And it's delicious?
Until you find the baby, and then you just choke on it. You're like...
Well, don't choke on it.
All right, get to reading. You're first.
I know. I was checking this thing out to see if I could do anything with the graininess of it.
It's fluctuating. It's the stream. It's not us.
Oh, well. Well, doing the best I can. I'm going to see what I really look like anyway. Let's see. Let's catch it up. Forgot. Kelly says the live feed's kind of great. Yeah, we know. Yeah, you can hear us though. AA Ron's here. Of course, how you doing, AA Ron?
How you doing?
Said Kelly says the lady down the street from me is still missing. 11 days now. I think someone killed her. She was a door dasher. After being missing 11 days, unfortunately is probably the right answer, which is sad. Billy wants to know if Aaron got a machete yet.
I'm just happy that they don't call them homo cakes, Hoppy.
Hoppy says he loves king cakes. Yeah, every year I try to send him at least 2 or 3 king cakes, have it shipped down there, and I get the filled one. So I try to have some beads and stuff. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but I do it for my buddy. Let him have his king cake.
Oh, I love it. I wish there was a way to like overnight actual boudin because everybody down here can't make it. So, but I'll come up there again.
Hoppy says the only thing you want is a homo cake.
That's right, buddy. Just for you hose draggers.
A homo cake is 2 gay guys, like naked, with their butt cheeks pressed together, right up against Holstera's head right there on each side.
Alabama Hot Pocket any day of the week. Do not try to intimidate me. Come on.
All right. We got some stories today, and unfortunately, well, y'all might like hearing me bitch and complain because I got something that's not going to make me too happy.
He does like to bitch a lot.
Everybody's heard about the retired police chief that got murdered, ran over.
I thought it was a sheriff.
No, he was a retired police chief, and he got ran over riding his bicycle. 2 juveniles. Of course, they have some videos. If you want to see the entire unedited video, I have it on the website. You go up on the, if you're looking at your screen, it'll be all the way up on the top right, and you just join it. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Join on the website because you got to get no member section, and that's where I put stuff up there that's kind of, they don't want just out all over. So I got the whole unedited video of the police chief getting run over in that section. If anybody wants to go see the video, they did arrest both of the bad guys. Thank God, teenagers.
I figured they would. The little dumbasses were live streaming it, weren't they?
Yeah, I got video, of course. Always got video. So. Try to anyway.
In Las Vegas, 2 teens in custody accused of intentionally running over a former Southern California police chief who was riding his bicycle. Eyewitness News reporter Mark Robles joins us live in studio with the details. Mark.
Yeah, John, good morning. This is the victim right here behind us. Las Vegas Metro Police describing this case as appalling and a cowardly act. From video evidence that they have collected, they believe this bicyclist was hit intentionally. And we have learned that he was once police chief in the city of Bell. He's been identified as Andy Probst, 64 years old. Las Vegas police say 2 juveniles were on a joyride in a stolen car. Dashcam video obtained by police shows the teens laughing and making comments while approaching Probst before he was struck and then thrown against the windshield. The 17-year-old driver was arrested the same day of the crash last month, but at the time, police were not aware of the video. After seeing it, it led to an upgraded murder charge and prompted a search for the second teen in the car. His arrest just announced yesterday. Andy Probst's daughter speaking alongside police, describing her father as a man of honor and integrity who worked for more than 35 years in law enforcement.
Andy's life was robbed by 2 individuals who did not believe that lives of others matter. We believe that Andy's murder is a direct result of society's decayed family values and the strong effects that social media has on our youth. We as a family in no way feel that Andy's murder was based on race or profession. It was a random act of violence.
In the criminal justice system, if you are a minor and you are eligible to be charged with the crime of murder, you are automatically sent to the adult system. I am confident that that is what is going to happen in this case.
Andy Probst retired as Bell's police chief back in 2009. He had since moved to the Las Vegas area. Live here in studio, Mark Robles.
See, I haven't seen it, but what was the passenger egging it on?
No, they I believe this was the third or fourth car they had stolen this day. They had been involved in numerous hit and run accidents.
Okay, but was the passenger at any time the driver?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm just saying.
See what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to prosecute a passenger for those crimes. I mean, I get, possibly nailing them for aiding and abetting.
Well, I think in the video it says see him get him or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if he's proactively,
Oh yeah, he was proactive with it.
You lock him up.
He's laughing, calling him calling him the N-word, which I don't know why, because this man is obviously of the Caucasian persuasion.
And he obviously doesn't even stand a chance if they were going 5 or 50. He's older. A vehicle strike is hard to survive when you're younger.
Hoppy, I totally agree with you on that right there. Kelly, like I said, if you go to the website, my website, motorcopchronicles.com, and go join it, you could go watch the whole entire video. Shows this poor man hitting the windshield glass, breaking, him hitting the ground, and all of it. It's not nice. Principal, yeah. I mean, they both. I don't know if they ain't going to get the death penalty, but both of these kids ought to spend at least the rest of their life in prison, even though they probably won't.
That still falls underneath the Obama's. Remember the act that he passed that said that no minor can never be, served life.
Yeah, but if they charge them as adults, they can.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
Of course, I also don't live in that state. I know it's murder in Florida.
If they don't put these kids away for the rest of their lives, they'll end up going for the rest of their life, because they're going to end up killing somebody again, because they're obviously homicidal. They have obviously something's wrong with them, because they have no conscience or nothing like that. All right, well. I'm glad the little bastard's getting past. Yeah, well, we'll see. It don't happen that much in prison no more, as much as we'd like for it to happen to people like that. They got these kids separated. They didn't put them in there with the big boys. They might be in big boy jail, but they got them in segregation.
In solitary or something.
Yeah, you can bet on that.
So I had to really look at this case, because it was kind of bullshit the way I read it, and then I remembered the guy. So you remember the story we went over, me and Iceman and Freebird, talking about the officer that discharged his firearm into a car because a man lunged at him inside of a car with the window up, and the cop felt threatened from the guy that was locked in the car with the window up, so he shot him to death.
Yeah, he shot him through the glass, the rolled up window, and I don't know, weapon was found in the vehicle.
No, they said there was a knife or something.
Yeah, or maybe so, but the window was rolled up.
And he lunged on the other side. Dude, I've tried to get through those windows. It's not as easy as people think. I'm sorry, but had he have gotten out of the vehicle with said weapon and done anything to approach me without that barrier, I probably squeezed the trigger too. But with him in the car, I'm like, somebody tase this moron.
Well, first of all, it was 7 seconds, if y'all remember. It's just like a week or two we went over this. We showed the video. It was 7 seconds from the time the cop got out of the car and ended up shooting the bad guy. Which, if he would have had a gun pointed, the time period don't matter. They did charge. I said it was bad shoot. They're going to charge him. They did charge him. I believe they're overcharging him. They're trying to. I think they're charging him with first degree murder. I don't know how first degree murder.
And then manslaughter. I'm like,
like 3 different murder charges from one. I don't see how you do that.
Shit?
But like in Louisiana, to be charged with first degree murder, you have to have specific intent, like planned it out ahead of time. Like I'm sitting at my house, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my gun. I'm going over to the Holstera's house. I'm going to take my gun. I'm going to kill him and stuff. If I plan it all out and do it, that is first degree murder. What happened there?
Hopefully, you bring some.
Yeah, what happened in this situation is not first degree murder.
No.
I don't even believe
get
it's
manslaughter.
It's manslaughter. It was happened in the heat of the moment. It was not planned. So I don't know why they keep overcharging. But I do have a video. It shows
Because he's wearing a shield on his chest. I mean, yeah, I get it. Guy's a freaking moron. Let him go to jail for like 5-10 years, but there's no reason to give him the death penalty.
no.
You
He was out on bond. He had a $500,000 bond.
which means he doesn't get that $50,000 back. Think about that shit.
Yes, it's messed up on that. But he got called back into court, and they redacted it.
Breaking news in the case of a former Philadelphia police
So this is
officer
him right here. The boy's young. I think he's only 27, 28 years old.
Yeah, he's 27.
I mean, he's a young fella. I mean, you can look at him.
He's been on the force for 5 years.
I know, but I guess I'm just getting so damn old. He looks like a school kid to me. Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you kind of do start to resemble Santa Claus certain times
Yeah,
of year.
you just shut up.
charged with murder. A judge just this afternoon revoked bail for Mark Guil, who is charged in the fatal shooting of Eddie Irizarry. The district attorney's office argued that granting bail in this case is inconsistent with the state constitution. Action News reporter Maggie Kent was in court as this all played out this afternoon. She's now live in Center City with the update. Maggie.
Sarah, the
But they're using the argument that he might be a flight risk or a danger to community. The man shot somebody on a traffic stop.
That's bullshit. He's not a flight risk.
He's not driving around town offing random strangers or shooting into random homes, okay? It happened in the line of duty. They took his duty weapon, I assure you. Let the man go home and get his affairs in order before he faces the possibility of a life in prison.
Yeah, so I mean,
I have nothing wrong with that.
This is just a DA just being a DA.
Well, yeah, and it's got to be somewhere up north because they're just grilling him.
Housed in a Philadelphia jail
Philadelphia.
as he awaits his preliminary hearing. There, he'll find out whether he's facing first-degree or third-degree murder charges.
We don't even know what you're facing yet.
Right? Like, come on, man. Last time I checked, we had to have, like, charges before we were allowed to just bring him to jail. Like, that's...
Former Philadelphia police officer Mark Guil walked into court today, but he would not walk out as he faces murder charges in the August 14th shooting death of Eddie Irizarry. Judge Lillian Ransom granted the district attorney's request and revoked bail, remanding Guil to jail.
A big weight came off.
Prosecutors argued with the potential.
Exactly. They're just, the family's going, so, you know, that's all it is. They're just trying to keep people from rioting.
Don't get me wrong, me and Iceman are both on the same page. This guy is not ever being employed in law enforcement again.
He deserved to go to jail for something. That was a bad shoot.
5-10 years, but does the man really deserve the rest of his life? Because if you think about it, in Louisiana, a joint will get you life.
It will not. Anyway, it was a bad shoot.
Man
but
arrested for a dime bag, and he's now serving life.
It was third offense.
Nope.
Yeah. Yes, it was. It was third offense. Third offense.
Don't care. Bag of weed.
First-degree murder charge on the table. Guil was not eligible for bail.
The district attorney's office is looking for even-handed justice.
For the family of 27-year-old Irizarry, a sense of relief. Initially, Guil was granted bail, paying $50,000.
Sense of relief for what? He's not guilty yet. They just got him in jail. What's there relief for? Did they think he was going to? Was he going to do a drive-by? Was he going to do a drive-by at their house?
No longer are you innocent till proven guilty. You are guilty until the media says
no. Only if you're in certain employment, you're guilty until proven. Other than that, you're just innocent. Period. Which we're going to get into another case later on. We're going to be talking about.
Released. He's facing murder, voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and other charges.
And what's appalling to us is, as a united family, that Guil was still able to go free. Today, justice was made for now.
Guil is a Philadelphia police officer seen here in this video, fatally shooting 27-year-old Irizarry 6 times after a traffic stop in Kensington. His defense attorneys argue he heard his partner call out, "There's a gun," before discharging his service weapon. They say there was no premeditation in his actions.
Did they yell gun?
I don't know. But I agree with his attorney. It's not a first-degree murder case.
No.
At all.
No, because I mean, you can get a flat tire on your truck or your patrol car on the way home tomorrow, a flat tire that forces your vehicle off the road, and you might hit a pedestrian. That itself is manslaughter. Okay? That's the charge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an accidental death. It just happened. It happened in the line of duty. 5-10 years, it is what it is. No way would I ever send this guy up the creek for the rest of his life. Trust me, he has to live with that. And he's also going to have to remember how he looked on the news, like stepping away from the front of the car like a ballerina.
Yeah. Kelly said she planned on joining the page, but needs to get a new debit card. How have you not had a debit card since 2014?
Use Apple Pay. Pretty sure it's what I did.
The one with the video on it from the guy, you don't have to pay anything. If you go to the website, and you can, on the webpage, they have a member section. That's free. The Patreon, you have to pay for it.
What?
On the website, not on the Patreon.
Cup is click here.
No, on the website, not the Patreon. You're retarded. Billy G says, "Will they get treated like heroes in prison for?" Yep, you're correct, for killing a cop. Aaron says he's hoping they will go in thinking exactly that and get cocky, and grown-up bad guys will show them how it really is. And Billy G said he's going to be 58 in a couple weeks. Well, happy early birthday. Hoppy says he is now on YouTube because he got kicked off of Facebook for saying that them two subjects ought to get run over by a car. Oh, poor Hoppy. Did you get a ban, or they just kicked you off for the day? And Billy says, shame on Hoppy. You said trucker's guilty. Yeah. Only of a certain lane. You're right. You're right. Aaron says, welcome to the club. Roy P, I think, is going to be in the area coming up soon. Also, we all know Roy P. All right. Believe you were up next. We're staying in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, let's see. Get back to my text.
It's probably in between all that shit you were sending me.
Oh, tell me you uploaded the video of the guy trying to kill the cop but accidentally shot himself.
I had seen it.
This is why I tell you to look at things, especially when I put directly under it. You need to download this video. Do
you realize what time did you send it? I was like in the middle of putting all this shit together.
I know. That's why I wanted you to click it and watch the video. I don't know. It's an iPhone. They don't tell me when you send shit. Regardless, police officers pull over a suspect. Suspect refuses to exit the vehicle. Simple resisting. Police officer reaches in the vehicle to remove suspect. Suspect pulls his gun up from his right and tries to turn to his left and shoot the cop in the face. The cop instantly grabbed his right arm and shoved him away. And when he did that, the suspect actually shot himself in the head and dropped to the ground. The cop's just standing there like, what the hell just happened? Because remember, he just pulled the guy out of the car and the guy's head exploded. So that's one for the good guys.
Let me pull the video up. I skipped the story. We'll just have to go back. What I'm thinking.
Is this the video fleeing a murder suspect? Fired at Dallas officers?
No, this is the...
Police say a man who shot and killed his roommate, then shot a responding Dallas police officer, was repeatedly deported for other crimes. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Police released video of the shootout and the suspect takedown. The police chief says he is thankful his officer's vest protected him from a serious injury. Fox 4's Alex Boyer has more from the police chief. Alex.
Hey, that's right, guys. You know, Chief Eddie Garcia says this is the 7th time so far this year in the city of Dallas that an armed suspect has fired at one of his officers. As you mentioned, thankfully, that bullet hit him in the vest. Meanwhile, Garcia says that the suspect, who is from Mexico, has been deported several times.
So this dude that shot this cop, and got the cop's going to be fine, has been deported numerous times.
I thought we didn't deport unless they agreed to prosecute for the crimes they committed inside the United States.
I don't know, but he's been deported numerous occasions, and he's still back over here.
It's 2002. September 14th, around 1:30 p.m., Dallas police officers Derek Williams and Christopher Mason are driving past a business on Sain Road in South Dallas when they see a man later identified as 45-year-old Juan Vicente Zavala Lopez shooting into a pickup truck. The officers circle around and confront Zavala Lopez. Get out the car! Get out the car! The officers return fire, get back into their squad car, and give chase while radioing for backup. Williams and Mason are headed southbound on 2nd Avenue in pursuit of Zavala Lopez when he suddenly makes a U-turn and heads towards the officers who got out of their car.
Oh, hell no.
Officer
Not with him barreling down on me. Nope. They pin you right between that door and kill you instantly.
Watch what happens there. They're going to slow it down.
Williams exchanged gunfire as the suspect drives past.
Shitty sig.
Dallas police slowed down Williams's body camera video to show the encounter. Chief Eddie Garcia
I know people listening on audio can't see it. They slowed it down. Pedro over here, when he's going back by the cops, done put both his hands off the wheel and is like two-handed aiming, shooting at the cops.
Yep. The Alamo.
Describes what that moment shows.
He let go of the steering wheel while he encountered my officers and was using a two-handed technique to shoot out of the car.
Police say Officer Williams was hit by the suspect's gunfire on his right side in his ballistic vest.
By the way, that's one of the worst spots to get hit.
And even, thank goodness it didn't penetrate, the sheer impact of that bullet hitting. I've never gotten shot like that, thank goodness. But yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt extremely bad. It's not like in the movies where you just say, "Oh, he shot me in the vest," and they just keep going. Not unless his adrenaline was so high. But other than that, he feels like he knows he just got shot.
Have you ever seen somebody shot at close range with a paintball gun? It's 10 times worse than that damage, the bruising on around it. Like, you can watch YouTube videos with ballistic jelly with the whole armor set on, and they shoot it, and they show how deep the round actually goes. Like, it can penetrate all the way into you, even break your ribs. Shit, that impact alone can kill some people.
Zavala Lopez speeds off, but within hours, Chief Eddie Garcia says the investigation leads detectives to a private home in Louisville. SWAT officers searching a barn on the property find Zavala Lopez injured and slumped over in a horse stall. Looks like down. After quickly evaluating the situation, a SWAT officer fires a less lethal projectile, and then several move in to make the arrest. Chief Garcia says a 9mm handgun was still in the suspect's hand. Zavala Lopez had a gunshot wound to the leg, believed to have been sustained during the initial shootout with police. He was treated at the hospital before being booked into jail Friday. Chief Garcia says he knew the man he fatally shot during the initial incident, identified as 60-year-old Ruperto Salgado.
They knew each other. I believe they were roommates. There's some sort of domestic type of issue that was occurring.
Chief Garcia says Zavala Lopez, who is on an immigration hold, has a lengthy criminal history and has been deported at least 9 times.
9 times.
Describing another incident where the suspect, armed with a firearm, shot at our officers for the 7th time this year. And yet again, we were lucky to have our officers.
The same guy?
Today.
No, not the same guy.
I was going to say, if the same guy does it 7 times in a year, I'm not letting him out of my custody. I'm sorry.
First of all, this motherfucker should have never been back in the country. I don't know why they used the lethal round. I think they should have done all of us a favor. Don't comment on what I'm saying. You're breaking kicked off Facebook. I think they should have done all of us a favor as taxpayers and take this son of a bitch out. 10-7.
Well,
put him in the dirt.
He was blatantly shooting randomly throughout the streets, racing around. He could have hit many of children. He could have hit many of people. He could have hit many a thing. And that's the problem. That's a level of violence because he did it in the middle of the day. This isn't like a night stalker that breaks into your house and steals your stuff while you're on vacation. This guy is extremely violent. Anybody openly willing to open fire on the police midday or hell, open fire on anybody, because remember, the whole reason they even seen him is because they passed the scene and he was pumping rounds into a truck.
Yeah, shooting his friend.
Right.
If you're gonna treat your friends like that, Jesus.
Shit, I don't even want to be your enemy. You stay away from me. But that dude has no place outside of a prison.
No,
Sorry.
he deserves to be worm food. Because if they do, let's say he does 40 years here, gets out, still out, they send him back to Mexico, he's just gonna come back again.
Well, hopefully.
That he's been deported 9 fucking times.
Wouldn't happen if Trump was still in office. That damn wall.
9 fucking times. He shouldn't be here in the first place. We're going back to Pennsylvania on this one. They had 9 freaking kids, juvenile delinquents, escaped from a juvenile delinquent jail. They did catch them.
It's like the same area, right, as the last guy that just broke out?
Yeah, that big bad guy or whatever that they.
Yeah, so now everybody's like, what the hell's going on with this? Like, all y'all's retention departments. You
They're
can't
not
keep
keeping
anybody
in jail.
Like, literally, even little kids are just walking out of jail. Yeah.
4 o'clock, another escape puts residents in our area on edge, except this time it came to an end in a matter of hours, not days. 9 teenagers broke out from the Abraxas Juvenile Detention Center in Berks County last night, not far from where escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante was captured after almost 2 weeks on the run. It is Monday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is that quick capture of those escapees in Berks County. We're told 4 of the teens actually went to a nearby home to turn themselves in. The others were caught after stealing a truck.
Action News reporter Maggie Kent is live in Morgantown today with more on the eventful 12 hours overnight. Maggie.
Sarah, Brian, we spoke to a homeowner who got that reverse 911 call alerting them that there were 9 juvenile inmates who were able to escape. And then they got the ring notification from their front door. 4 of them standing right outside, ready to turn themselves in. After 9 hours on the run, 4 teens escaped from Abraxas Academy.
How'd this guy escape with no arms? Look at him.
He's cold during his pants. Anyway,
I know. I'm just being sarcastic.
So, hear me out, because I want to play devil's advocate here. These kids hand themselves back in. But
no, 4 of them did. 4 of them did.
Okay, regardless, once you escape from a jail or a facility, that's an additional charge, whether you're gone for 30 minutes or 3 days or 3 years. You're catching time.
Well,
sorry.
And the other set stole a truck and they ended up getting caught. These said, "Screw this, man. I'm cold. I don't even know where I'm at."
Right? Where the hell did you get a hoodie in prison?
It's probably standard issue hoodies. But anyway, we get to go. These kids turn themselves in. They're back. So all of them are back in jail. Thank goodness. I think my opinion is different when it comes to these juvenile delinquents. I think they ought to just lock them up in regular jails, just like regular criminals, and maybe they'll stop fucking going back to jail so much.
If they
stop sending.
No, you can't do that, because then there would instantly be a hierarchy of the older criminals teaching these young bloods how to go out and create better crime and not get caught. That's why you can't do that.
I mean, these kids now, these little kids, kids now are like freaking just homicidal maniacs.
But think about it. If we did that, these elder prison people would create empires using these children, because these children join up gangs because they have no friends. You know what I mean? And then shoot up neighborhoods. Imagine if they had somebody with any inch of power, like a large organized gang, pick them up. No, you don't want to do that. We already know they go to prison.
I'm not talking about, but see, you misunderstood me. I'm not talking about locking them up with the big prisoners, but don't put them in these little, cutesy juvenile facilities. Let's lock them up in their juvenile facilities, but like a real jail.
Yeah, some of our counties have those.
Well, these don't, obviously.
Remember we did a story not long ago about they escaped all the way, like a ton of them, from a major facility and escaped to another state. And they're like, yo, come get them. And they're like, no, we're good. You can have them. You don't remember that story?
Yeah. Jim says he's been listening to Aaron's podcast and he liked it. He's going to listen to here on out. Speaking of Aaron over there, my vape is not douchey.
Everything vapey is douchey.
No, you're douchey. Anyway, these little bastards are back, caught
douche if I
in
had
jail. If you eat pickles, you're eating douche.
I do not eat pickles. That's a Freebird thing.
Lexi
loves pickles.
Next one is since I got them out of order a while ago. The suspect that ambushed and killed a deputy has been arrested. If y'all don't know the story, I think this was up in Los Angeles.
Of course it was.
Tragic, so upsetting in so many ways, Alex and Christine. This community is still stunned by the shooting death of the deputy Saturday night, but they provided information that led to a suspect's arrest early this morning. Sheriff Robert Luna said he personally spoke to District Attorney George Gascon to urge the strongest possible charges be filed. But as you mentioned, the suspect's mother said there's another side to this story.
Of course, there's always another side. I'm just warning y'all now. I'm going to get pissed off because I got pissed off when I was putting this together and watching this video.
What, was he on his way to church? And
No,
this officer just stopped him for no reason?
But just like everything else in this world today, it's the victimhood mentality. And of course, you know,
It's just allegedly.
He shot and killed his deputy, sitting in his unit, not even having any interaction with his piece of shit self. But he's the victim, right? The bad guy's the victim. So we'll hear what his mammy has to say in a minute. Griffin can't fucking understand her.
Their son is mentally ill.
There we go.
Well,
he's
was
mentally
definitely
ill.
retarded for shooting at a cop.
He's mentally ill.
As the tribute to the slain deputy grew outside the Palmdale station, Sheriff Robert Luna read a brief statement from 30-year-old Ryan Klinkenbroomer's family.
Our son Ryan was a dedicated, hardworking deputy sheriff who enjoyed working here at the Palmdale station. He was proud to work along the side of his partners that he considered brothers and sisters as he sacrificed daily to better the community that he served.
The sheriff says it was a member of the community he served who killed him, rolling up on the deputy Saturday night in his gray Toyota Corolla and shooting him as Klinkenbroomer, in uniform, sat in the driver's seat of his patrol car. 36 hours later, acting on tips from the public, the sheriff says they found their murderer. The Special Enforcement Bureau took 29-year-old Kevin...
Unfortunately, they took him alive.
Well, he didn't fight back. That's the...
Because he's a pussy.
That's the Grady Judd line that says, you know, we would prefer it if you fight back.
Yeah.
If you want to give up peacefully, we'll take you into custody.
Salazar into custody after an overnight standoff. Tear gas forced him out, guns and that Toyota seized. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger had this reaction.
I want Ryan's killer to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and I'm really happy to hear that the DA is committed to upholding the law on the books. You have my word that I will not rest until that happens.
But it may not be that simple.
Tiene esquizofrenia.
He was diagnosed with schizophrenia, Salazar's mother said, was sick, had lost touch with reality. After her son was taken into custody, mother and sister spoke out, not condoning the shooting, but pleading for understanding.
He's getting called a coward. He wasn't.
He is a coward.
First of all,
coward.
I want to say this. This lady wants to live in this country. Learn how to speak the fucking language,
Here we
okay?
are with that. You know, America doesn't have, I mean, we have a normal language that we've used for generations, but come on, America's a giant freaking melting pot.
Yeah, but if you want to live here, speak the regular language.
Well, people from all over the world
English.
used to love to come here, but it seems like the only people who want to come to America now live in South America. So we're going to have a lot of this issue going forward. So you might just want to pick up on a few words. It's kind of like that Cajun shit. I came up there and learned how to say your street names.
Fucking, if I want to speak Mexican, I'll move to Mexico.
But they're speaking Spanish, dirty Spanish.
I know what the fuck it is.
Mind. And a lot of parents that have kids that have schizophrenia, family members that have schizophrenia will understand us.
The distraught family
No.
didn't answer any questions.
I understand. So you knew he had schizophrenia.
And you knew he had a gun.
All right. Mama Maria knew he had schizophrenia, and she knew they had guns in the house and everything else.
Why is he out driving a car?
So you knew he had problems. So instead of getting him help, you're just letting him run around and do what he wants to do. So let's charge you with accessory then. You need to go to jail also. How's that?
Killer's son.
How's that?
Was he still getting medical help? Why were there guns in the house? What set him off? And Sheriff Luna asked, for now, does all that really matter?
Think about this. If I had to go to your family and tell them that you were not coming home and you were just murdered, does it matter what the person was thinking or their condition?
As we come back live, the sun setting on the flags
like
and half
them.
staff, the wind whipping through them outside the sheriff's Palmdale station here in the Antelope Valley. Now the focus will turn to the prosecution side. What, if any, charges will be filed against Salazar while his family pleads for understanding?
I'm sorry, what?
Boomer's family prepares for a funeral.
Yeah, that's what he said,
Antelope Valley. Now the focus
Oh my
will turn
God,
to
it's
the
LA.
prosecution side. What, if any, charges will
What,
be filed
if any?
against Salazar while his family pleads for understanding and Klinkenbroomer's family prepares for a funeral? He's a third-generation sheriff's deputy. His grand.
I'm sorry. Okay. Mama can feel all sad and blah, 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 blah. All she fucking wants to. Fuck your kid. I wish he would have fought back. I wish they'd have took him out, saved the taxpayer money. I don't feel sorry for you whatsoever, lady. You should have got your kid some help, done something, get the guns out the house or something, but you'd rather just let them run the streets because it was probably easier on you. So I don't want to hear all their excuses.
Their argument is a very mute point. You're coming from a realistic approach. Step back and look at it. Okay, he's a special individual going through an episode. So, anyway, he's having an episode, but yet he's driving it around. He's in possession of a firearm, and he chooses to target a deputy that's not looking at him. Someone innocent.
That was just a
that
straight
was
up
premeditated as shit.
That was just straight up murder. No, they ain't nobody forcing me to learn Mexican. All right, let's just move on to the next one. Taunting. We're taunting.
Oh, I'd hate to see how you'd spell that in Louisiana. T-A-U-X-I-N-T.
No, that would be toxic or something.
L-A-P-D. Yep, me.
This is in Ohio.
Oh, these are the dumbasses that stole the car and then taunted the entire city trying to get them to chase them.
One guy.
Brenton, Ohio, or whatever, a man stole a vehicle, arrested after dash cam video shows him repeatedly taunting officers to pursue him. On September 11th, an officer saw a stolen BMW doing donuts in several intersections. Officers made several attempts to stop the vehicle, but each time they approached the vehicle, the suspect took off. And they must not have a good police pursuit policy because they said, due to concerns about public safety, officers disengaged from the initial pursuit. So in other words, he was just having fun, and they were wearing ski masks. Or the suspect was wearing a ski mask, and it was a stolen car. So hopefully, he was smart enough to wear gloves.
We're not gonna watch the whole video because it's like 12 minutes long. We're gonna hit parts of it because it's quite. This dude was freaking just.
He was just having fun.
He acted like he just like playing like real life Grand Theft Auto. Watch.
No obstruction. He's just doing donuts in the intersection of Eddie Road and St. Clair.
A suspect is caught on camera blatantly taunting police, doing donuts and enticing officers to chase him. But all that fun
it's kind of he was just doing circles. We'll get back.
Right. Like and first off, if you try to do a donut instead of a Jeep, you're more likely.
It's not a Jeep. It's I think it's a BMW.
It's the same damn thing.
It's not.
Will the cop honk at him?
Dash camera video shows the suspect, later identified as 20-year-old Joseph Littlejohn, making multiple U-turns and even dancing in his vehicle as officers watch on. Officials later determined the BMW he was driving had been stolen.
Nuh-uh.
Go ahead.
Bro. Seriously?
Am I able to
what you doing? You wanna play?
do something about this?
That's him right there. He just stopped.
Yeah,
He's like, the cops got pissed off. The cops got pissed off, and they turned their lights off. They're like, screw this dude. We're not even chasing the door.
And
This
they
guy,
actually called their supervisor and said, "Can I do something about this?" I mean,
he
the fact
pulls
that they
up,
had to
and he's
ask.
like, he stops right here in front of us, like, hey, it's me. I'm right here.
In an intersection.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all parked in an intersection.
Taunting us.
96. He's right in front of us, sitting at Eddie and St. Clair.
Look at
Not at Eddie and St. Clair.
He's like, "Oh, here we go again."
chase me.
Vehicle's heading westbound on Eddie. We're turning around.
Listen to the cop. He's getting aggravated.
At first, officers chase after Little John.
Oh my God. Chase after Little John. The whole time he's yelling, "Yeah!" I'm sorry, this is not funny. This is not.
No, it's freaking hilarious because in a minute the cops let's do a feather. A minute, like I said, the cops like turn their lights off and they're like, "Screw this dude."
Again speeds by.
Look, he didn't turn his lights off. he passed the cop. He's like, "Hey, I'm right here."
At one point, the suspect even opens the driver's side door and begins driving with it wide open.
He's going to ghost ride the whip.
Watch, he's just gonna drive around. That's not donuts. He just drives around to like circles, like, "I'm right here. Come get me."
Like an 8-year-old finally
Yeah.
got keys in the car.
He's like, and opens the door.
You love me dance.
He opens the door. It's like, "Hey, friends."
I'm right here. Where are you guys parked in the middle of the road?
And the male is letting the car roll as he...
That sounds like a holster click.
Amidst all this, Little John continues his unsafe driving,
Look, they just let him go. They're like, "Screw this dude."
even traveling on the wrong side of the road.
That's him probably looking back.
Look, here he comes back. He's like, it's like, "Why aren't y'all chasing me?"
Don't you want to be my friend?
He's
I'd
going,
lose it.
oh, he almost
I'd throw
went
my
the
badge
wrong
in the
way on
car. I mean, come on, it's at least reckless. Reckless endangerment. You've got a reason.
This one gets mad. He's like, "I'm going after this fucker again."
Is he not even called in?
He didn't even turn his light. I think he stops right there. Look.
Vehicle just went head on. I mean,
He's like, "Hey, I'm back. Look, I'm doing circles in the road again. Look, I'll come by. Look, hey. Look, I'm back again.
Gas and come
Look,
back.
I'm back again."
Vehicle keeps going from the bridge deck to Lakeshore, up and down.
They're just sitting there.
He's being respectful
But
of
it
the
all
traffic.
goes off the rails when, in an effort to escape from police, Little John drives backwards down the road and crashes into a squad car and a pole. After that, another squad crashes into the BMW.
Oh God, this got pissed. Oh, I figured it. Yeah, I figured that
Body
was coming.
camera video shows these same moments from another perspective.
It does, Kelly.
Body camera video from another officer shows these same moments from another angle.
Stop resisting! Stay alive! I got in! What's in the other one?
I've been resisting for the last 3 hours.
Hold it there.
Hey, let me go real quick.
Eventually, Little John cooperates and officers detain him.
Ready to roll?
Little John's my hot nuts.
Yeah, me too.
Out of your mind. Put one. I want one set of cuffs on him. You try to move, I'm gonna drop a knee on you. Do you understand me? It's not gonna be pretty. I'm gonna drop all my weight on you. You're not gonna like it.
Okay.
He's already looking to.
I was just playing with y'all. Why y'all so mad?
Why are you so angry? I have never seen a piece of artistic material quite like this video.
This guy, when I saw this, I'm like, this guy, it's like the cops are sitting there because they like, fuck this dude, I'm tired of chasing him. And he keeps coming back. It's like stopping and like, hey, I'm going to chase me some more. Okay.
Yeah. That's,
now, as funny as this is, I'm about to show you how some other shit. Just like this guy that murdered this deputy. This is another deputy, another cop that got murdered. Okay, and it's happened. He got murdered a couple years ago, and the guy just got found guilty of fucking manslaughter.
Well, I'm more stunned about this next story. Holy shit!
This is not manslaughter. Of what we're about to talk about, it was fucking homicide. Okay, and this is what pisses me off about it. So. Oh, first, no, hold on. Let me pause that. See, this is him. He's gonna be. He got on stand and testify. Y'all see this guy right here? Y'all see him? I know y'all see him. Let me pull this up right here, real quick. And go over here to the main screen, and I'm gonna pull this up. All right. Now, this guy right here. This is what he looked like when he murdered the cop. Okay? This is what he looked. This is what he looks like now when he was in court. Does that even look like the same fucking person?
No, he got a nice haircut.
You got him cleaned up and all the stuff like that after he murdered this man right here. Okay? So we're gonna go back to the video.
Else I could do. I was backed in the corner. I tried to leave.
The man accused of gunning down a Daytona Beach police officer says it was all in self-defense.
In my perception, I felt that this was the only option I have after I tried everything else.
Othel Wallace says he was scared for his life and had no other choice when he opened fire.
You testified earlier that you had no other choice but to kill Officer Rant, right?
And after everything else I had tried.
Fucking straight up playing the victim, okay?
You see his eyes? That's straight up lie. If you got to search the entire atmosphere for your answer, buddy, you ain't got the real one.
Y'all listen real close to how he's talking, because then I'm going to let y'all hear something else.
That had become the only option that seemed to be.
Othel Wallace was on the stand for about 2 hours giving his side of the story. Thanks for joining us today. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Arlisa Goldsmith. Closing arguments are now expected to happen tomorrow. Fox 35's Marie Ettinger was inside the courtroom for Wallace's testimony. She joins us live now outside the Clay County Courthouse. Marie, Wallace walked through why he pulled the trigger.
He did, and I'm sorry if I was unclear when I was communicating back with the station earlier, but closing arguments are actually happening as we speak. When I walked out, they had just begun a few minutes prior. The prosecution is speaking right now, and the defense will be next. Tomorrow, the jury will deliberate. This murder trial I want to talk about has been different. A lot of the time in murder trials, the prosecution is trying to prove that a particular person is guilty of killing another person. That's not what's happening here. Othel Wallace admits that he pulled the trigger. The discussion has been about whether it was justified and what led up to that shooting. He took the stand today to talk about that very issue.
I was just sitting in my vehicle. I was listening to music. I had taken a phone call and I just went back to listening to music and just relaxing and smoking my cigar.
That's how Othel Wallace describes the lead up to the moments that ended with Daytona Beach police officer Jason Rayner dead on the ground.
I was just minding my business.
The prosecution says Officer Rayner approached Wallace, acting on a be on the lookout notice and potentially seeing a marijuana cigarette. Wallace says he didn't understand why Officer Rayner was approaching him and that he tried several times to leave.
I was most definitely fearful because I didn't know what was going on. I hadn't had answers to my questions, and I was just trying to see, like...
Because I'm a fucking victim. Victim.
Well, from my experience, where he's parked is behind... It looks like it's behind buildings, backed into a tree line, sitting in a dark-out car. From my experience, I've found prostitutes back there, people shooting up drugs, drug deals. Hell, I even found a pedophile one time with a victim in the car behind those same buildings. This is why we go back there.
Well, listen, see how he's all talking like, oh, this poor me, this and that, and it's the way he sounds. Y'all just keep listening.
The body cam should show everything.
The next thing I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna be like, what?
What's gonna happen here? I never ever in my life been in that situation, and that was kind of like one of my worst fears is being in a situation like that in the dark with no witnesses.
The two start tussling, and although the prosecution has given evidence that Officer Rayner never drew any of his weapons, Wallace says he believed Rayner was reaching toward his waistband.
At that point, I was like, something, this is not gonna go right for me. Like, there was a
This judge, you can see his judge don't believe a fucking word he's saying back here. Look at the face on his judge.
Right.
Unfortunately, this is jury trial.
It's Florida.
Most, you know what I mean? Most, excuse me, the thing that I feared the most is probably happening to me right there.
Wallace told the jury in that moment he felt he had no choice but to shoot Officer Rayner in order to get away. But the prosecution argued,
You could have complied and not got to a point of having used deadly force, correct?
I could have sat down.
But and complied, right?
Yeah.
Right. You'd agree with me,
Bingo.
Right. So this whole situation would have been diffused if you had just listened.
All right. Now, he testified all this stuff. Now, the jury came back with a fucking manslaughter. Okay? Manslaughter is basically like misdemeanor murder. Okay? He's basically going to get a couple years in jail.
Like we said before, 5 to 10.
And be out. Now he murdered this man, okay? Now you see how he's acting? Oh, I'm Mr. Innocent. I'm Mr. Nice Guy. First of all, did he look like this when this happened? No. Let me go back. Let me just do this.
You don't need to judge a book based on its cover. The fact that he was hiding himself in the rear of a business and backed into a tree line tells it with the door cracked, doing what was perceived as illegal activity.
And you know, that's look right here. What don't you see when he's talking?
Remorse.
Why'd he have all his gold teeth taken out?
Maybe they weren't real. They don't just come
You
out.
see that?
By the way.
Well, they can have them removed. Why do you have them all removed?
If you got them all removed, his teeth would be rotted out, brother. I tell you, once they're on there, no, they don't just.
Okay, but anyway, they got them all cleaned up. Let's watch this next one right here. Because now we're going to see, and if the jury saw this, I don't know how these son of bitches could ever come that he did not murder this cop, and they gave him manslaughter.
Maybe I'll have to wear my gold grill next episode. My diamonds and shit in it.
An officer down. His colleagues trying to piece together what happened.
Did he have a chance to get his firearm out?
Yes, sir.
So it was on him.
On him, we took it off. Took you back to work on him. Immediate concern for the critically wounded Officer Jason Rayner, all while trying to find out who fired the shot.
Do we have suspect description? Anything?
Damn, he didn't even get out a single shot. Huh?
He never pulled his gun. His gun was still in his holster. This man shot this cop, ended up killing him. He didn't die right away, but he died. The cop never pulled any weapon off of his belt, a gun or nothing.
But I don't want to stick to that either. He's injured, and we might not be getting accurate information. We're working on the video.
Did you see anybody running anything?
No.
I need.
Arrested days later in Georgia, Wallace is now in the.
Is that the same attitude we just saw the guy acting, playing the fucking victim in jail?
That look right
in court.
There says, fuck. I got
yeah,
caught.
Exactly.
Georgia, Wallace is now in the Volusia County Jail, accused of attempted murder of a law enforcement.
See the attitude when he's walking? It ain't. That dude was coached very well before he ever got on that stand.
I would say that
we ought to give him an Oscar because that was a complete act on that stand.
Well, yeah, that's not a public defender.
No, he got to get an Oscar.
Media days before the shooting of Rayner, Wallace appears to call out the leader of the group.
Look, now this is what I want y'all listen to this shit. He posted this himself online just a couple days after the shooting. Now listen to this.
NFAC.
They say don't kill the messenger. I ain't never heard of a messenger carrying no Glock either.
And from a post dated the day after the shooting of Officer Rayner.
I love y'all. Black power. Stay strong as a nation. Keep fighting. Move forward. Don't let these pigs with you. I love y'all. Black power and shalom.
Otha Wallace is still being held in the...
Well, he obviously doesn't know anything about the Muslim religion because that's not, they're kind of peaceful. You got your radicals just like Christianity does, but regardless, that was completely insane.
Yeah, but you're hearing all this, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, you know what I want to stop having normalized is everybody screaming something power, black power, white power, Latin power, Latin Americans, you know. How about we all just be Americans and we start treating each other with a little bit more respect? And I really do think the entire world would be a better place if just instead of having resting ass face and going around shooting people because you don't like the color of their skin or the job that they have, maybe you're part of the problem. Yeah, it's fucking so messed up, dude.
That's that part of it. My thing is
oh God, there's more.
No, I'm not gonna play anymore. But I'm just saying he posted that shit. But y'all just listened to how he sounded, Mr. Poor. I was so scared. It was this, I was that. But you have that. How could a jury find him?
Well, what probably happened was he was sitting
manslaughter.
In the room with his attorney being all smug, going, "What these bitch ass pigs gonna give me, right?" And the attorney probably looked at him straight and goes, "Yeah, the death penalty. You're about to die." And he was like, "No, man, I'm gonna get like 2 years." And he said, "No, seriously, change your attitude because you're gonna die in prison."
Like I said, that dude ought to get an Oscar because of what we saw. Well. What we just saw is how he really is, and that was a straight up fucking act in court. And
I can't believe it's manslaughter, dude, and they're charging that cop with murder.
But they're going to charge the cop with murder. Made a bad call, yeah. But it makes we'll take the piece of shit criminal murderers and we're going to let them out. But
it's like the difference between an aggravated assault and an aggravated battery. And down here, an aggravated assault is verbal. A battery is when you strike or touch.
That's two.
But so many people are like, he assaulted me. Okay, we called you a Karen. No, he hit me. Well, that's battery.
Well, let's go to this next one because I could bitch about this. Here we go. Steve says his partner was on a podcast. That shooting caused horrible ripple effects. I bet you it did. The guy makes manslaughter. That pisses me off to no end. That this dude is going to get minimum time, and this young man, life is gone.
Like a king. He's going to get treated like a king.
His family, everything, and this guy's going to get minimum time. I don't know what this jury was saying, what they were thinking.
Well, mistake nothing about it.
Idiots.
If 5 years in a jail is 100 times worse on a former cop than it will ever be on a career criminal. They are the number one targeted individual in the jail. Everybody wants to kill them. So, 5 years it feels like a lifetime. I know we keep saying, give the other guy 5-10 years, let him do a little bit. But that might just be a death sentence in there.
This next one, I don't know who screwed this. This is an older case. I saw the story. I said, I got to put it up. First time I had seen it. I don't know who screwed this case up, if it was the ME, the cops, combination of all of them. But it's an older case. Some people I think they've done it quite a bit on these true crime podcasts, stuff like that. But anyway, this young lady, I think she was 27 or 29 years old. She was, from what I've seen and read on it, that she was murdered. And,
that's the woman that got stabbed in the back and in
the
head.
She was stabbed 27 times. She was stabbed, and she was also stabbed in the back of the head and stuff numerous times. And they ruled it a suicide. I don't know how you stab yourself in the back of your head. And
it's like that guy in Russia that was found guilty of pedophilia, but the judge let him out. So he was found the next day dead from a gunshot to the back of the head, and they ruled that a suicide.
Yeah, suicide. Yeah. All right, we'll see some video, but suicide?
New evidence in the death of a Philadelphia school teacher more than a decade ago. Tomorrow, Ellen Greenberg's family and their attorney will make their case to a city judge to argue her death was a homicide and not a suicide. Matt Petrillo is in Center City right now. Matt, you have some of the evidence that will be presented tomorrow.
Yuki, that's right. You know, if you or I get cut by something, we bleed. It's just a part of being alive. But a medical examiner who reviewed part of Ellen Greenberg's body found something unusual. There was no bleeding or hemorrhaging after some of her stab wounds.
Oh yeah, that's because she was already dead and all the body, the fluid was drained out of her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of the stab wounds in the back of her head was like post-mortem.
Right. I mean, well, if anybody could tell you, it'd be Iceman.
So,
but I can tell you, either
let's-
A, they washed the body off and then relocated it, or B, they stabbed her after she was already dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was already dead with some of the stab wounds to the back of her head. Not
Right, so
unless
how the
her
fuck did she do it? Sorry.
Not unless her ghost came back because she really didn't like herself that bad, so she haunted herself and it stabbed her ghost self stabbed her real self after she was dead. How's that for a hypothesis? Yeah. You think that would fly? We'll write
Where
that.
the hell did she die? At home or school?
I think it was at her house.
At Juniata Park Academy.
Ellen was a very, very
It's her mom and
good,
dad.
caring person.
But her parents say
She's
she
a
had
very
her life
beautiful
cut
girl.
short at
I wonder if
just
she had
27
a
years
love for
old.
the high school boy.
I doubt that.
After she was
Yeah,
found
it's
dead
possible
in her
nowadays,
Mannion compartment with more than 20 stab wounds to her body. It happened in 2011. Now, a decade later, Greenberg's parents are still pushing the Philadelphia Medical Examiner's Office to change her manner of death from a suicide to homicide.
We want justice for our daughter.
So that wound. In 2020, you might remember the Greenberg family attorney showed Eyewitness News images.
Let's see these pictures right here. How would you
that's what
stab
it is.
yourself right here? How would you stab yourself right here?
Wait, did they just leave all the knives? Like, did they have an entire kitchen knife set and just stuck all of them in?
No,
Or is that the same
no,
knife?
they're showing where the knives went in each time.
I don't even know how you could do that multiple times without being on some serious drugs.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, after the first one, you'd be like, ah, shit, that hurts.
Yeah.
Proved Ellen could not have stabbed herself 20 times.
Have you ever been deposed before?
Yes.
Now, this deposition of a city high.
Put it this way: somebody being stabbed 20 times, that is that's personal. That's somebody that is somebody that's angry with you. Okay, if you that some, I'm willing to bet it was either an ex-boyfriend, some kind of stalker, or was it another woman? Was she having an affair with a married man? I mean, there's all kind of things. But suicide? Come on, you got. I've never been a detective. But I'm pretty sure a blind man that was mute with no legs, no arms, and couldn't talk, couldn't see, couldn't speak, smell, hear, or anything could figure.
You'd hop his ass over there and say, that's murder.
Could figure that one out.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Yeah, there's something weird with this. The entire thing stinks. I mean, that's very tragic that it happened.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know why. I mean, really. So whoever did murder her is just basically got off scot-free. That's like, yeah, you know, we found the body in the middle of the lake with concrete shoes and chains wrapped around her entire body, and it was a suicide.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, that's basically the same thing here. You got 27 stab wounds, a couple to the back of your head, post-mortem, and it's a suicide.
Yeah, but I mean, even as a deputy or a sheriff or a police officer, I mean, a coroner can come back with some shit, but I think you really have the option to be like, we're still going to do an investigation.
Maybe it was the investigating deputy or detective that did it because she was having an affair.
Maybe it was the sheriff.
And maybe they did it and they covered it up themselves.
Oh, like that one that happened in New Orleans with the body in the dumpster? Suicide? Yeah.
It's like we found his head. We found the head in the basement and the body in the river. It's suicide.
Yep, they walked their head down there and yeeted it in the river. That makes about as much sense as America losing an $80 million aircraft. And yeah, it just yeeted the guy out, and the plane just continued to drive.
They found it.
Now, the fact that the United States military had to ask for civilian help to find a $80 million piece of equipment greatly makes me worry.
Yeah, they should have had it on Life 360.
Or something. They should have at least stuck a tile in it or something. Like,
but anyway, this young lady, I'm sorry, I think she was right here. That's our very pretty young lady. She was very, very pretty. I think she was murdered by a jealous lover. Jealous lover or something like that. Suicide, I would say not. What do you say?
Oh no, her ass was murdered. It was definitely from a dude. I'm just wondering if it was like a teenager and they did some freaky shit and like
you were stuck on these school teachers screwing students tonight.
It happens all over America.
Turn Pornhub off. Turn it off.
It's always the attractive teachers. It makes
Here we go.
sense.
This is when the cops out there showed up to investigate this.
They were like, "Damn." All right, here's suicide. Let's go home. Okay, so on this next one, there's apparently this wonderful city council decided they were going to vote in BLM activists to run their city council. Well, they decided not to show up for 6 damn months.
It was just one. It was just one, not the whole group.
Oh, well, it says, I don't know, city council. I just figured it was all of them. Because
no, it was just one they elected. Y'all see Duke being all needy again?
Duke's always welcome on the show.
Where's Duke? Yes. Oh, let me put a bit.
And they resigned.
Yeah, she ended up quitting. But what's funny,
want all the money back.
You know how she quit? After she hadn't showed up for 6 months and she's been drawing a salary, but she quit. She wrote a note that says "I quit" basically, and she had her daddy bring it up there.
Wow.
Yeah, get down, buddy. Watch this. Yeah, her daddy brought it up there. When are we as people now are going to grow up?
Joy in this.
Next
From
Tuesday.
people living in Ward 1.
I'm glad she did it. It's unfortunate that it was forced.
To people signing a petition to get Indira Shoemaker removed.
I hope she's doing well and feeling well.
And her fellow city leaders. Some people have mixed emotions about Shoemaker's resignation, made official in this brief.
Look, here's the thing. I resign my position as councilperson of Representative Ward 1 effective immediately.
I bet you that shit was like $100 grand.
Look at no, it wasn't that much, but I'm just saying. She had her daddy bring it up there.
Resignation letter. Mayor Frank County says the letter, dated August 31st, was brought in by Shoemaker's father on Wednesday.
He also delivered her computer and her phone, so she no longer has any city equipment.
Shoemaker's resignation is something people have wanted since sometime after March, which is when Shoemaker's absence began.
It's disappointing that she didn't do the things that she...
Does this lady identify as a train engineer or that's all I'm thinking is that where's the train that she just got off of?
I assure you, Iceman, she enjoys trains immensely.
No, she don't.
I bet you. Them tattoos and she's wearing the whole garb, man.
No,
That's
I think she's more manly than you.
Was saying that she would do.
Angelo Thorne started a petition back in April calling for Shoemaker's removal. It ended with more than 500 signatures.
I mean,
that's not that much.
Nobody wanted this.
It's a small area.
How damn small?
It's in Des Moines. People? Des Moines.
Where the hell's Des Moines?
Iowa.
Where the hell's Iowa? I know where Illinois is.
It's just part of the United States. Just put it that way. It's the purple one on the map.
Is that the?
It's the purple one.
States,
it's the purple.
Land in those states.
No,
fly over.
It's purple.
The whole damn ground's
Jeremy
purple?
Curtis says, despite that, he's grateful that Shoemaker stepped down, but also grateful for what issues she highlighted.
I think this was during COVID. Anyway, on the second one, I think this is the right one. This is what's wrong with America today.
Looking at how the Des Moines City Council provides accommodations during its meetings.
Stephanie, during the pandemic,
is this not the one?
Meetings, she says she's had problems like this in that perspective.
That's not the right one. Anyway, she didn't show up 6 months. I think the yearly salary for this position is like $26,000. I think she.
Oh shit!
But I think they said she got a total of $15,000. The thing is
for that
you know
much,
what?
you got to work a full-time job just to do it.
You know why she hadn't been showing up? Because she caught COVID. And she had to spend a week by herself in her bedroom. And she already suffers from clinical depression. And after spending a week in her room by herself, she got very depressed. And after that, she was having a hard time getting back into society because of her clinical depression. And that's why. That's exactly what the other videos I watched said. She said it out of her own fucking mouth. She is clinically depressed and is no longer able to function in society as a normal person. She needs to have Zoom conferences on everything she does.
All right, bounce to the last one.
See, where is Iowa really? Read a map. And Hoppy says it's the next state west of Illinois.
Thank you, Hoppy.
It's the purple one.
All right, read the last one, the Arkansas Trooper.
It's the purple one. Arkansas Trooper. This guy here, I don't know if I put a video on that one or not. It don't matter, we're going to watch it. It's not, did I do a video? Let me hold on. Thought I did.
How the Des Moines City Council provides
I did.
accommodations.
Arkansas State Trooper is retiring.
Anyway, this Arkansas State Trooper, they were in a pursuit of several vehicles. The vehicles were doing 100 plus miles an hour down the interstate. This trooper, he must have been 20.
Were they actively trying to stop it, or were they just being toyed with?
No, they were trying to stop it, and you're frozen for some reason. And
that's fine.
It don't matter. We're almost done. And but anyway, he comes up. They were chasing the white sedan, and he made a slight little error in judgment.
Running a pit maneuver on the wrong car. Take a look at this. He's out. He hit the wire. He hit the wire. According to ASP, troopers have been chasing cars that have been going above 100 miles per hour on I-40 in St. Francis County. Corporal Thomas Hubbard performed the maneuver on the white sedan that you see there in this video, but it turns out it was the wrong white sedan. No injuries came out of the collision, but shortly after ASP started an internal investigation, Corporal Hubbard
you getting a new
his
car,
letter of retirement.
you getting a
He
new
hasn't been on duty
house.
since. A spokesperson for
anyway, the guy driving the state trooper, I guess he had plenty enough time because he's like, fuck. He's like, guess what, guys? I'm out. I retired, put my paperwork in. I'm done.
I ain't doing this IA shit. I'm done.
I'm done. Of course, they say, well, the internal investigation is still underway. Well, good for them. He retired. What are they going to do, fire him? Too late.
Thank you.
He accidentally pitted the wrong white sedan.
Don't get me wrong. That is a career-ending move.
Those people were like actually pulling over if you watched them.
They're probably in there eating ice cream with the children on the way to church.
No, look, that was a big 4-door Cadillac. That was grandparents. That was grandparents. That was old people.
Yep. And they had Joe Biden in the back eating ice cream.
No, he was sniffing the kids.
In the backpack in the third row.
Yeah, he was sniffing them, and he was like, "Oh, which way I go?" It's like, yeah.
You know, he's trying to say he was he was ground zero on 9/11's memorial. We all know Alaska.
Well, that was like when his house caught on fire too, right? And he almost died.
Well,
he wasn't even at home. He wasn't even home.
You got to stop telling him things because he just tries to relate with people too much.
Yeah.
He's like, I used to be a truck driver. No, you didn't, Joe. Stay the hell away from the truck.
I was out in the woods one time with Pop Tart and good smacks and all of a sudden
hurt me.
Bigfoot come out the woods and he decided he wanted to hang out with me. And my old pappy daddy told me, he's like, well, yeah, you know the thing, saying, you gotta respect.
I got hairy legs.
You gotta respect everything, and he had really hairy legs, and I like to rub them and watch them dry, and just because somebody's hairy, you can't be mean to them because them hairy kids are just as smart as white kids. Yes, they are. Which way I go? I don't know about y'all. I don't know about you, Holster, but I'm going to bed.
Whatever happened to your dolls? Anyway. God, I brought it up. Anyway, did you see the Hodge twins I sent you where there's literally Spanish-speaking people that are angry because they want jobs and they're holding up signs saying that they want jobs and they were promised a salary and work. And they're all illegals and they don't know how to speak English, but the signs are all in English. So somebody is making these signs for the illegal immigrants to stand in this town hall in Chicago.
Well, of course. Well, I done lost most people. Guess I'm boring y'all tonight.
No, you went all political, left wing, just Bible lover. You are.
Just y'all vote for the hot nuts. I'm voting for the
the taunter
with John, Little John or whatever, the taunting guy. Like, hey, Mr. Policeman, I'm right here. Doing that. Yeah, we just dropped off. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's because everybody likes Biden. No, I'm just kidding. It's after 9 o'clock. Everybody's like, "Oh man, we gotta go to bed."
Yeah, we're running a bit long. So, but I'm voting for that too. We'll give y'all a minute or so. If y'all were here in the beginning, you saw a little snippet of the new intro. The guy did a great job. It's quite funny when you hear the whole thing. And don't tell Freebird, and we'll see it. I was even keeping it from old Frozen Holstera there.
Hey, I actually prefer this. Just stick that picture up every time we go live.
I do plan on, because I want to do a live Friday night. You can join me if you want to.
Friday?
Oh, you're in the hospital, Robbie? I hope you're okay.
What the hell? Did some drunk asshole hit you while you were driving an 18-wheeler parked on the side of the road?
Kelly said Little John is hers too.
I'm sorry. That was just, look, from a law enforcement aspect, I straight up would have just been like, you know what, Sarge, where you at? Been like, you know what, if I can't go after this asshole, I quit. Because this is just insane. The fact that we can't even slow pursuit, like proactively follow him and act like we can do something, just zero, just sit there and let him egg you on for hours? No, sir, I'm sorry.
Guess who won? Little John won.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least he knew where Iowa was.
You're a stupid dumbass.
Hey.
What, it is next to Chicago?
Little John just wanted to play with the popo. Is all he wanted to do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not even bullshitting you. Like, if I've had incidents like that with, like, rookies and shit I've messed with when I was off duty. But every time I pull up to the door after screwing with them a little bit, I'm just like, dude, that was the funniest shit, because I knew you couldn't stop me legally. Like, antagonize somebody at a red light, you just floor it all the way up to the speed limit and then stay at the speed limit. And the cop's like, give me 5 over and I'll pull you over.
Them dumbass motherfuckers.
Oh, and Hoppy, while you're still here, your T-shirt you won is in transit. It is estimated to arrive in 4 more days. I don't know what's taking so long, but it says September
Hey,
Sunday.
I get a metal cup, right?
Yeah, Sunday is you should be getting your T-shirt. The biggest size that this company had was 3X, so I hope it fits.
Does it fit you?
3X, yes.
It'll fit him then.
3X will fit me.
Yeah, I mean, because didn't you buy like 3 of them to cover your Harleys?
No. Hoppy says he's got a leg infection. Well, I hope you're feeling better with that leg infection. It's better than having a clap. Just saying.
I guess.
6 hours west of Chicago. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good rest of the week. I'm just saying right now, I'm going to do a Louisiana Crime live Friday night. We'll plan it for 7 o'clock. Y'all also pay attention.
Your time, 8 o'clock my time?
Yes. You can join if you want. Let me know if you are or not, and I'll send you stories.
Or I'll just use the same stories I sent you for the episode we were supposed to do.
And anyway, I'm not listening to him right now. And I hear a gnat in my ear. And
it's them dog pecker gnats you got.
Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday I do have LSU football. So if you want to ride along with me on these escorts, make sure your notifications and stuff are on.
And then you'll be able to find out where Freebird gets all of his free food.
And like I said, Saturday I'll be doing a whole bunch of escorts all day long. So
Well,
everybody,
shit, I was sitting there at that event last weekend, you know, the campaign thing, and I'm watching all the football games on TV, and I'm like, where the hell's the LSU game? And the people sitting in the restaurant were like, well, I guess they ain't playing nobody important. I said, well, shit, that's to be the fact. I figured wouldn't nobody watch the game.
well, last week
LSU,
it was last
what?
week they were at
It ain't the Ohio
they were
State.
away. They were away last week. They wasn't at home.
Alabama.
Hoppy says his leg looks like a sausage stuffed in a roll.
That sounds delicious, Hoppy.
Just I mean, you're making me hungry.
Yeah, if I had some boudin in a roll right now, some